Okay, sounds like the game audio's coming through. Okay, and that confirms my audio is functioning as well. Good, good. Hi, welcome back to Disco Elysium. I will mention that Motts will join us in a bit. They're currently making some coffee and whatnot, so they'll be here soon. Which will probably be good, because like, we've got a couple hours to kill before we can talk to the smoker. Oh, hi, Apothecary. How's the new schedule? I think it's working alright. At least I feel it is functional. And is Motts alright? Yes, they're just making some coffee. So they'll be here in a few minutes. I hope you're doing alright, though. Oh, the window. Look at the window.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. The men are talking, but you swear you hear those black limbs tap on the window as the wind blows outside.
Mysterious door seen.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. You're not so sure about that. Somehow you just know there's something out there behind the glass.
+1 for Inland told you. How?
Yeah, your mother.
What is our perception at? 4. It's a low check, though. Anything that can give us more perception? Nope. Not at the moment.
Again, you find yourself looking at that big old window.
And we can put a point into perception later. Try the 28 for now.
Nothing. Just black tangles like the hair of an old woman. Motionless. The wind in the yard doesn't reach the hawthorn, nor does the light come in from this window.
Okay. We can put a point into perception. Let's put a point in there.
Again, you find yourself looking at
32%.
that big old...
I'll come back there. Definitely something up about that window. You know, we can't see anything from this side of the window. Okay, so... We have a bit of money, so we might actually want to take a look at the books.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere.
Good news, I've downloaded Disco Elysium. Bad news, the stream is full of spoilers. Good news, every playthrough of Disco Elysium is different anyways. Well, I am sorry for the spoilers that you have certainly encountered, but I am glad that, obviously, with every playthrough being different, you're probably going to see stuff that I've completely missed.
Oh, Man from Hyundai. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral
hi,
and violent
Crux.
books. Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do. What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hyundalaman, the Man from Hyundal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Rows and rows of Hyundalamen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyundal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyundal, Return to Hyundal. And the solipsistic Man from Hyundal and the Hyundal Man. Maybe 100. Man from Hyundal and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyundal and the false god.
There's lots of
Man from
Hyundal.
Hyundal and the scorched earth. Man from Hyundal, the Hyundal colonies. Man from Hyundal and the swamp beast. Man from Hyundal and the snow crabs.
Mantis, can you see my comments? I can see 3 comments. You said yo cherry, haha, and Mantis, can you see my comments? If you've made any additional comments than those 3, I cannot see them.
Those snow crabs are worse than they sound. Not even close. Man from Hyundal in hell. Man from Hyundal and the forest of slaves. Man from Hyundal under the lake. Man from Hyundal, Hyundal burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a Pastanal combat game book set in the world of Hyundalaman, and so much more.
That's not man from Hyundal, those are men from Hyundal.
A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching. Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular Man from Hyundal in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man.
This feels like subtle foreshadowing / lore drops. Yeah, I feel like it's trying to tell us something.
She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and the Hyundalaman lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hyundal and the Devil Woman. The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyundal novels.
There's so many books. I mean, I'll certainly pass time.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
How are you doing, Lacroix? By the way, I don't think I actually asked that. So how are you doing?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Okay, the devil woman is 100% Lord Drop. He was trying to forget about his wife in the beginning. Yeah, no, that's definitely it's definitely an allusion to how, like, Harry here is viewing, like, his wife and his ex-wife and his failed marriage.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Hi, Motts.
Hello.
I recently bought a new phone and to my hatred, no headphone jack. I linked it to my TV instead, but guess what? Can't comment while on TV. Absolutely pissed me off. Wow.
I hate that.
Wow, I am so sorry, Lacroix.
I'm getting pissed off by the amount of electronic devices that are coming without, like, jacks and ports and shit. That's fucked.
Yeah, like, especially because, like, it's like, oh, what do you expect everything to be, like, Bluetooth, like, functional? Like, I'm not sure if you've ever had a Bluetooth device for more than a year. It will start acting real funny.
That's how they get more money. It's capitalism. And also, like, the more they can take away physical media, the more they can, control what you can... I'll keep my mouth shut. I'm not gonna bring that into here, but, that sucks. I'm sorry. That's fucked.
So now I have to watch only on phone with no headset, which is yeah. Headphone jacks are a premium now. That is...
So shit.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
If there was a series of things to be said that just make communism sound infinitely better.
Communism always sounds better. Communism is always better, at least on paper.
It is the best form of government on paper, yes.
Call me a filthy socialist. Actually, I don't care. You can call me a filthy socialist all you want. I am a filthy socialist.
You missed Man from Hyamdal, but we found board games that could maybe play with Kim.
Are you
Board games
actually
to play with
friends?
Kim?
Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Yes. I'm
Inland
gonna go
Empire
with
is
yes.
being mean now.
LaCrux says, or I gotta buy a fucking adapter. Like, bro, are you serious? For real?
Yeah. Like...
That's so fucked. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm so sorry that happened.
Friends are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
So Sid Meier's Civilization. My phone didn't come with a charger block, just the cable.
What?
Yeah, I remember that happened with, like, when, like, I think it was last time, like...
But hey, dude.
Like, Was it last time like our mom or our dad got a phone? It came
Might have been
without
one of them.
Yeah, it came without a charging block.
Yeah, that was pretty fucked. I don't remember
Yeah.
which one. I remember
Which
the whole
luckily
thing.
I have like 6
Yeah, you
charging
gave
blocks.
I'm sorry. I don't know. No, I do know what's wrong with them. It's called
Lousy
money.
aura
Yeah.
there. No,
It's fucked.
role-playing games are popular among those types. You know,
Those times.
who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff.
Of course she would believe.
She's a satanic panic kind of like.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and
Corporate
codices
greed be
litter
like,
the table.
yeah.
Well.
The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
I'd like to
There's
see
a box
these.
that
Yeah.
says Wirral, 3rd edition mega setting supplements module. The side panel notes a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real. Nonsense for anemic Beano clods.
I'm an anemic Beano.
Jerry, bro, my old phone got both, but the thing that goes into the wall was from a different country, so it didn't even fit. Oh my
What?
god! What the hell?
Oh my goodness.
If we buy a board game, can we force Kim to play with us?
I hope so.
If we buy,
Gosh, I hope
if
so.
we buy Where Al, can we get an entire group together?
Man, I hope so. I mean, there's a dice maker.
There is a novelty dice maker. I'm with Apothecary here. Like, you know, what brand? What
These
happened?
shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
I take a point of morale damage.
You take.
A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out.
Babe, can we play the cryptid horror game? No. Fine.
He would.
Yeah.
You're a police officer, apparently.
Apparently.
They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
You should buy the Dick Mullen crime fiction novels. They'll tell you how to be a real detective.
Samsung lol. I think the block was EU though.
What the fuck?
What the actual hell? Hey, Motts, there appears to be a cat trying to get your coffee.
Yeah, she is trying to get my coffee. Ma'am? No.
No coffee for you.
No coffee.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers.
What's Samsung doing? What is Samsung doing indeed?
What they're doing is being out of their mind.
I hate capitalism, I hate capitalism, I hate capitalism.
I'm with you.
Yeah?
Fuck capitalism.
The only thing Samsung was the tune of corporate greed.
Yes!
These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work. glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends.
Not to mention the paperwork.
What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Yes.
You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen.
I'm laughing over Richard P. Mullen. What's up?
I was laughing over Capitalism Be the Toxic Yandere Girl, for real, for real. And yes to both.
A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick.
Dauntless Dick!
The murder of Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen dies?
Turns out he faked to solve a case.
Are there any
Yes,
more?
there's also the dame who did it. Farewell, my Mullen.
You realize how
Death
many
seems to be a common
fake
trope
book
in the
titles
Mullen
they
series.
wrote?
The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns.
Is there a Dick Mullen book in which he goes over the Reichenbach Falls? That is the question.
I feel there has to have been.
In one of these. Now, I kind of suspect this is the type... This is not the Arthur Conan Doyle who's just like, could you please stop asking me to make more Holmes books? This is someone who's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna milk this one.
Yeah, I'll...
Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer.
I'm starting to think Alan Wake wrote these books.
Sorry, that message was meant to be private.
Come on. This is not the way real police solve crimes. The real police are some 20 kilometers away, sitting in an armored motor carriage.
I like how that means that you're not the real police.
We're not. We're the psychic police.
We're the psychic.
Kim's real police.
Come on, Chester. Tell the story again.
Oh, well, look, we're
You're
imagining
getting
/
beamed.
having a immediate vision of what's going on the other side of the island.
Again? Man, I tell that one at least once a month. It's not that interesting.
The fuck it is. And these guys haven't heard it. You see, Chester here.
It's supposed to say Chester faked his own death once.
Yeah. You gotta say it, Mac?
No, Mac's not
Gosh,
feeling it.
why?
Oh my gosh. Oh golly
Very
gee.
fucking dangerous case, ain't that right, Chester? They almost got you that time.
Yeah, sure came close. Alright, so I was tailing this guy called Francis the Shoe.
No,
Francis the Shoe!
hang on. I want to hear the story about Francis the Shoe. No, come back.
After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Take a 42% chance?
Yeah, I know.
Your quick
Hey.
eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
Harry do be tuned to the cosmic frequencies, though. Yes.
Yes.
A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
Why does this speak to me?
Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
Probably right, I'm a complicated guy full of contradictions. It's gotta be something else.
Perhaps you're drawn to the dark and noirish atmosphere.
I'm all about that dark stuff. No, that's not it either.
Is it because the smoking dame in the slinky red dress on the cover is giving you a hard-on?
What? No.
Yes, it is. The bulge in your pants is embarrassingly obvious.
Whoop.
Relax. It's not that bad. Also, this means your blood flow is returning to normal. Good news, really.
Please, Francis the Sandal is my father. Please call me Francis the Shoe.
And my son is Frankie the
Something the
Boot.
matter.
Frankie the Boot. Nope, all good here. Kim, would you describe this woman as a smoking dame? Kim, what are your thoughts?
The lieutenant narrows his eyes and contemplates the book for a moment.
I would certainly say she fits the description, providing that's your type.
A very good answer.
The astral plane of 532 megahertz.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Storekeep.
Is that what you're gonna...
Continue to refuse to give her actual name. Here is exclusively referred to her as Storekeep.
I would say the greatest innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
What do you mean by innocentic power?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
Sorry.
You okay?
Oh, I'm fine. My phone, on the other hand.
I thought it was about which of these innocents is the coolest and greatest. Do you recommend it?
Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings.
So you recommend? Of course she's gonna recommend it. She'll recommend anything if she thinks you'll buy it.
Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other.
What the hell?
Well.
Next to that, Revacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse though, but not too long.
If I catch you reading more than like a sentence, I will come over there and I will speak harshly at you.
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
Did you versus Kim at a board game yet? Not yet.
She's trying to.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
I guess I'm not allowed to buy this book. I've read all I want of it, apparently. I can now buy a board game to play with Kim.
This bookstore is
have
not
enough?
strictly
I
about
do have
crime,
one. I've got
romance,
20
and
real.
biographies of famous people.
I can't buy the
There's
fancy
also a
board
wide
game, but I
range
could
of
buy
paranatural
suzerain.
literature.
Yeah.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And
I mean, I feel like at this point in time, Harry has purchased the book.
there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Inland at 97%. Heard about the curse. Finds I am truly otherworldly.
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale.
Okay. No, Harry wrote the book.
I know.
You know, I'd believe it.
The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted. The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale. Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed in nothing but a towel, to thrash you while you're spread naked and helpless on a cool slab.
I love our options are sounds painful and sounds invigorating. I'm going to go with invigorating because I feel like Harry is maybe a bit of a masochist.
What?
Kinky. Yes.
It is, and good for the circulation too. It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pale. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pale and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired.
And what does pale-aged liquor do?
Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health.
You need to find some of this.
Why not? Well, yeah. Gotta give me some of that pale-aged vodka.
For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the Pale. Though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour.
Hey Kim, where can we find some pale?
As someone who knows what the Pale is, that seems like a bad idea.
Yeah. Babe, can we try this? God, I wish.
These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions.
How to safely disassemble your microwave and attune the internal transformer.
This is exactly what you need. I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper, but this Pale territory sounds sort of dangerous. Maybe you shouldn't walk in it naked.
On the one hand, Half-Light is saying this is a bad idea.
Half-Light.
Yes.
Half-Light.
Well, electrochemistry is the one I constantly argue with.
No, I mean, because Half-Light's usually like,
Yeah.
punch the guy. Because it's like a knee-jerk reaction, I think.
Half-Light is, let the pie take control, threaten people. Yeah, so, Half-Light saying it's a bad idea. Inland Empire saying it's a good idea. I'm not sure who to listen to here.
There's
I
an
suppose-
entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
Yeah.
I suppose Inland Empire's never steered you wrong.
No. Inland Empire told me that there's something weird about a window.
Weird about a window, you
Yeah,
say?
behind the Hardy Boys. You have to go back and try that again.
You're killing time till something, correct?
Yes, the smoker.
Oh, that's right!
Excuse me, sir. I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, I must insist you buy it.
Okay, I'd like to mention that this one costs $4.20, and I feel like that's on purpose.
No, probably!
Inland Empire, if it's a bad idea, then in this game it's a great idea.
Yes!
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh, no!
What do you mean, opening a police store and stealing your customers? Man, I really want to buy medicinal purposes of the Pale.
I mean, you can if you want.
Indeed. Something about that book does seem to have spoken to you. Well, I hope it contains what you're looking for.
Okay. But I could also buy
A small mountain of colorful
suzerainty.
games. There are numerous types
You
of
should do
games
that.
Do you
for
think
all
Kim would
ages.
like to play?
A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Mayhaps.
America would make the police cost money to call.
They would.
Yes.
Don't give them ideas.
Should I buy the game?
I think so, unless you want to try to save up for the Wirral. I would go for it. I would go.
It's a whole nother $9. Do you think Kim would like it more?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna write down my to-do list. Buy board game with Kim.
LaCrux says, the voices in my head told me it's probably a good idea. Yes. Apothecary says buy the game.
But
Buy the game.
do I buy the game or do I buy the more expensive game?
I think it stands to reason maybe Kim would be more for a Civilization-esque game, but who knows?
Kim, can I ask your opinion on games?
Yes?
I think he'd tell you that we should get back to the case.
Can we chat about you, Kim, and your thoughts on board games?
Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Yeah. Ooh, Aquamarine. Kim wants you to spend your entire budget on a board game. I don't think Kim would like board games.
That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Did you ever talk with yourself? You're wearing Revolutionary Air Brigade jacket.
What? These? It's just seasonal clothing.
Those look like airman pants, good for storing tools.
Where is this going?
You see, Kim, I have this place in my head where I develop new ideas and connections.
Interesting. I think it's called a brain.
No, it's more than that. Anyway.
Anyway,
The special place I've come to suspect that you have some kind of thing with Revolutionary Air Brigades. Just wanted to know I have this thing.
I do not have a thing with Revolutionary Air Brigades in particular.
Just air brigades, then?
Okay, I wanted to become an aerostatic pilot. Then I turned 10 and realized we no longer have an air force.
You're the revolutionaries. Nothing to do with that. Keep my mind dissatisfied.
Absolutely nothing. Good.
So, Kim, we still have another, like, what, hour and a half to kill? Oh. You have glasses, Kim.
That's correct.
That makes him a Beano-clad, completely uncopped material, if you say so yourself.
Glasses are cool.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
They are a bit cumbersome.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean no more Air Force, huh?
There is no Air Force.
The country kind of doesn't have a government.
Well, it has one, but it's like a foreign government. Some internal workings.
They don't have a government. They're currently being used as like a hand puppet by a foreign power. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not.
They won't let us have
wrong.
police.
You're not right. They're actually pretty pissed about the RCM.
Tell me a secret, Kim.
No.
No.
Okay.
The lieutenant nods.
No.
Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, you ever conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
How do you know, do you ever think
So you're saying your brain never just chimes in with advice or warnings or anything?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Did you have something you wanted to say?
Lacrux, what do you mean?
Kim, do you hear that? The voices, Kim. The voices.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Kim's like, stop interrogating me. And like, yeah, I understand. But Kim, we like knowing more about you. You're our special cool guy.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are
You gonna
numerous
get
types of
suzerain?
games for all ages. A lot of shelf space
Yeah.
seems to be taken
I
up
think we'll
by
get
We're
suzerain.
Out related merchandise.
Yeah. Binoclard.
Ah,
Yeah.
Wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome family game.
Is it a real slur? I'd sure hope not.
if it is, I will never say it again. I thought it was something made up for the game.
Yeah, same. So,
Complete new genocide option.
not a real one. Okay, good.
Neat.
In your hands, you hold a brand new copy of the game, Suzerainty. It's snugly wrapped in a skin of plastic.
Kim, let's play it right here in the snow, right now.
The cover features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning laborers loading goods onto a ship, while a richly dressed administrator oversees their work.
Shake the box.
The box has a nice heft to it. You hear the rattle of individual wooden tokens and feel their weight shifting back and forth. What treasures wait in store for you? Even before you open it, you can tell that this will be a meaty game of grand strategy and complex player interactions. The plastic wrap rips off as easily as a bodice in a tawdry historical romance. There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Inside, you find a thick, full-color rulebook and more than a dozen pouches of various wooden components.
Kim, a board game.
Savor that
Hey.
new board game smell. A mix of wood, paper, and ink, all wrapped in the sweet must of cardboard.
That would give a morale boost.
Yes.
Okay, for real.
Of course, the richly dressed person is doing no physical labor. Wimp.
Nah!
The tension went through the roof with that one.
That's alright.
Kim. Game?
The lieutenant looks over the rulebook before he sees something that makes his eyes go wide.
Holy shit. The average playing time for this game is 1 to 6 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, we got an hour to kill, Kim.
I'm not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
Come on, Kim.
Well, let's look at the pieces first, and then try and convince Kim to play with us.
Welcome to Suzerainty, a game of economic strategy for the whole family. The rulebook is sumptuously illustrated and thick as a Gradian novel.
Apothecary says, Kim? Gay?
Maybe.
I mean, he definitely had a not straight response to being asked about the sexy lady on the cover, so That's the second time Kim has swore.
Yes.
Yes.
Kim is very restrained in that.
After this plunder and exploitation, proper game teach children about the importance of trade in the global economy. This history seems problematic, but it is important to teach children basic economic concepts. Goods and board games are very emotionally charged for him. What is our communist versus ultra liberal? Okay, we're slightly ahead in communists. We're going to remain balanced. A proper game.
The colourful illustrations depict cheerful workers picking apricots, hauling marble sculptures out of
Cheerful!
and harvesting a strange magenta-leafed plant.
They're so
Everyone is
happy, I'm
smiling.
sure.
The instructions are opaque at first and introduce many concepts you're not familiar with. Fortunately, there are many diagrams and examples throughout. You soon figure out the basic conceit. Each player represents an administrator for the suzerain of Revachol. Your objective is to increase the suzerain's wealth and renown by accumulating victory points.
How do you accumulate victory points?
That's where the suzerain's vassals come in. The game features 4 vassal nations, each one home to an economically important resource. Each turn, the player collects resources from vassals where they've placed workers. They may then rearrange their workers, fulfill contracts for coin and bonuses, or build structures back in Revachol. As you leaf through the pages, your eye catches on a sidebar labeled Advice for Beginners. Remember, there are many paths to victory in suzerainty, but successful players will find one strategy and commit to it wholeheartedly. Boring, boring, boring. Tear up this rulebook and commit some old-school atrocities. The actual scoring system appears infinitely complex, with a series of tables and appendices required to compute each player's final victory point total. You skip that part for now. You open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. There are also several punch boards with other cardboard components that will need to be punched out before you can play.
I'm actually
You
going
hold the
to
open game box
put the game
before
away
you.
for now,
For now.
because we are currently standing in the street.
You're gonna go in the whirling
I go in the
rags
whirling
first.
rags. So that none of the cardboard pieces fly
In the
away.
disco light, you shove all of the things off of the table and set up for this board game.
Yes.
The suzerainty box, you open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. There are also several punch boards with other cardboard components that will need to be punched out before you can play.
Committing atrocities despite the rules is so copcore of Harry. Yes.
Yes.
Each cardboard token makes a satisfying as you pop it out. Soon, a neat pile of cardboard coins and counters has accumulated before you.
What? You're not going to offer to let me punch any of them out?
Oh my gosh. Let Kim.
There wasn't an option, Kim. There wasn't an option.
In addition to the worker and building
like,
tokens used
how
by
dare.
each player, there are also several piles of colorful resource tokens, each representing one of the game's 4 principal resources. From the Empire of Sephre, orange apricot tokens. From Ilmarat, the ancestral name of Ilmara, gray marble block tokens. From the Seminine Islands, white sacks of sugar tokens. And from Supramuindi and Sarah Maritza, magenta tokens for unprocessed cocaine leaves.
Need to set the mood for a game of atrocities.
Yes.
Oh, those are nice.
You hold the open game box before you.
Oh. It's gone up for intriguing components.
Oh.
Justice for Kim. Come on, Kim. We need to kill some time. It's only 1 to 6 hours.
Only 1 to 6 hours, Kim.
What?
Oh.
Does the lieutenant hate fun? Is he the fun police?
No.
Dad made you the fun.
The lieutenant gives you a sour
Oh.
look. He may or may not hate fun, but either way, he does not appreciate your attitude.
It's gone up.
It's gone up.
Mantis, why must you hurt him in this way?
How could we do this?
I'm so sorry.
What is detective work if not an elaborate game? You need logical inference, attention to detail, the ability to analyze your opponent's motives.
It might help us think of more creative solutions to the case. And also, we still need to kill an hour, Kim.
I do feel like my thinking has become somewhat rigid. Maybe a little diversion to keep the mind limber is just what's in order.
See? He's doing the hard work himself. All he needed was a little nudge.
Alright, you've convinced me. How do we play?
I've read the rules already.
You have read the rules.
I've skimmed the rules, Kim.
You explain the basic setup procedures to the lieutenant, who seems to be a quick study. You each take your bag of tokens and counters and unfold the board between you.
Come on, Mr. Scowls and Frowns, let's play a board game.
In the center is the crown of Revachon. Radiating outward are her colorful vessels, each one supplying some raw material desired by the suzerain. Apricots from Safre, archaeological treasures from Ilmarat, sugars from the Seminine Islands, and magenta cocaine from Supra Muindi and Sara Maritza. There's also a neat little log to keep track of your progress, in case you need to put the game away and return to it later.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
that's very
Thank you.
helpful, actually.
The lieutenant goes first. He draws a contract card and moves several of his workers to the Safre territory of the board, and the others to the Seminine Islands.
Alright, detective, your turn.
You have a few options available to you. Will you try to fulfill contracts right away, or rearrange your workers to maximize production on future turns? Remember what the rulebook said. You'll want to choose a strategy early on and stay committed to it.
Try to fulfill the contract, let your workers rest for a while, just do whatever Kim did. Fulfill a contract.
You draw a contract card offering a number of coins in exchange for archaeological treasures. You place all your workers on the Ilmarat territory. On your next turn, you produce 6 units of archaeological treasure and fulfill the contract for a handful of coins.
Come on, bro. Fine.
Not bad, detective.
As he completes his own contract card, the lieutenant is rewarded with 4 coins and a round wooden token that he places in the center of the board.
That's a market. It's worth 2 victory points.
My first turnover, I think. Glower silently.
Which one do you want to say?
Why didn't I get a market?
Don't worry, it was mostly just luck. You'll earn some points soon enough.
What is that patronizing tone? You're one of the suzerain's trusted administrators. You may need to put the lieutenant in his place.
I'm sure points are, it's part of the problem.
Points are nothing. They don't exist. They're just an arbitrary convention that games use to reward or punish players for certain behaviors.
Am I getting points right now?
There are some paranoid types who believe the moral intern keeps detailed score sheets for everyone in the Real Belt. But that's obviously nonsense. Otherwise, no. There are no points, just your actions and the consequences of those actions.
I completely disagree, Kim. I would like to show you my points.
Just like there are no honor points. None whatsoever.
That's reassuring.
That's just the way it is. Now, I believe it's your turn.
Glancing over the board, you see several possible strategies. Pressing more workers into service would increase your economic output and help you to survive a possible conflict with the lieutenant. Or you could ignore your labor supply and focus on fulfilling contracts for points and resources.
It's just a concept, Detective. Okay, thanks, Downer.
What do you do?
Press more workers into service, focus on fulfilling contracts. We were informed to stick to a strategy, so I will continue to fulfill contracts.
Who cares about workers or territories when the real action is in Revachol? You spend your turns fulfilling contracts for sweet coins and one-time bonuses. After several turns, you have a neat pile of cardboard coins and several units of archaeological treasure, which you trade in to build a museum.
A museum.
You place a cylindrical piece of wood on the Revachol section in the middle of the board. It's meant to stand in for a beautifully adorned edifice filled with ancient wonders.
Well played, Detective. That museum is worth 3 victory points.
Hey, 3 victory points. Too bad Kim has 12.
Now it's the lieutenant's turn to respond. He moves aggressively onto the Safri territory. Soon, his workers are producing a steady supply of extremely valuable apricots.
Why is it always apricots?
He's gonna win with the
How can
apricots.
you let the lieutenant dominate you like that? You need to hit back, and hard. For several turns, you struggle to respond to the lieutenant's burgeoning apricot empire. Eventually, you relocate the majority of your workers to Supremawindi and Saramaritsa, where they begin producing a bumper crop of cocaine tokens.
Only in Disco Elysium can we talk about cocaine this much.
You draw a new contract card. According to the text, there's an aristocrat willing to trade a large supply of cocaine for a number of coins and access to a rare bonus. Amplified music worth 7 victory points.
7 victory points, you say?
Oh yeah, baby. Cocaine and rock music go together like cocaine and rock music. You've reached a critical strategic juncture. How do you respond to the lieutenant's aggression?
Roll, baby, go for the contract, get back to the workers, attack the lieutenant. Go for the contract.
It takes several turns, but you slowly begin accumulating the cocaine necessary to complete the contract. When you do, it practically rains cardboard coins on your side. Feels good, doesn't it? But you know what would feel even better?
You're going to say drugs!
Sarge.
Electrochemistry's like, you know what's better than fake cocaine? Real cocaine. Let's get
Drugs,
some.
specifically uppers. You should find some the first chance you get. While you daydream about speed, the lieutenant has built himself a formidable economic engine of his own. The end game is upon you. How will you spend the vast resources you've acquired for the glory of the suzerain? Flipping through the manual, you find the most expensive structure in the game, the Revacholian Victory Column, worth 12 victory points. If you can successfully build it, victory would be all but assured. Alternatively, you could try launching a trade war to crush the lieutenant's economy, or you could blow all that money on a public education system for your worker tokens.
Who could blow that money on education?
The choice is yours.
Ah. How? We've been pretty we're pretty, like, focused, like, very directed at going for, like, points.
Mm-hmm.
Like, after we discovered that points were a thing.
You were just like, wow, points?
Should we go for the victory column?
Mm-hmm.
Or should we try, like, you know, one of the other ones?
I say victory column, personally, but...
Let's go for the victory column, then.
Using the substantial coins and resources you've accumulated from diligently fulfilling contracts and constructing trade routes, you spend your final turns constructing the ultimate structure in the game, the Revacholian victory column. With a triumphant flourish, you remove a rectangular token from one of the satchels and place it next to your museum cylinder in the center of the board.
Behold my vast accomplishments. This feels strangely anticlimactic. Behold.
They are nice tokens, yes. Very impressive. Now, let's tally up the scores, shall we?
I've got, like, what, 22? I got like 22, right?
Computing the final scores is almost a game unto itself. You each spend an inordinate amount of
Did
time
it just jump
making
like
stacks
20
of
minutes?
coins, consulting tables,
Yes.
and struggling with basic addition and multiplication.
And struggle.
Oh boy.
After
would be
double,
me.
then triple checking your maths, you have your final score. 35 victory points. The suzerain will be extremely pleased.
Huzzah.
I've got 26 points.
Aw.
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 Looks like you won convincingly. Well played, detective.
Thanks,
Now
Kim.
let's clean up and get back to work.
Yeah.
You hold the open game box before you.
Oh, we can't play it again, Kim?
Nice. You won!
Yeah.
Kim's a little disappointed. Clearly he wanted to
Of
win.
course. Okay, but like,
Again, you find yourself looking at that big old
there's
window.
something about this window. I'm gonna try again. I tried before and I put point to perception.
Nothing
Nope.
as before. Just black branches.
We're getting closer though.
What's this weirdo cop doing now, huh? Window shopping?
I think he's trying to find dirt on us, in our box. It's what they do, Shanks. Did you know policemen are sometimes called pigs?
No.
Wow, no. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, because they like to sniff around in dirt.
Now I'll be back for you, window.
It would be really funny if you just like went on the other side of the window. It's like, I will figure out your secrets. And then they just draw the curtains on you. It's like, what are you doing? Stop.
Yeah. Okay, so smoker. Finally. Finally we can talk to the smoker. Oh. Distant traffic. Night is falling. A maroon glow of light pollution. Someone is watching from the window. Great. Okay.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight. His shirt is still unbuttoned.
Got your hint. Found the key right under that stone.
Beautiful. So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
I'm just trying to not screw anything up. I'm gonna make them spectacular. I'm really tempted to say spectacular.
You can.
Beautiful. I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
Is it Friday tonight? It feels like Friday.
Yeah, it does feel like the end of the week. Such gentle weather. Trust me, you do.
Oh, well, I'll talk to him first. I want to talk to you. I have so many questions.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
Legendary kimono time.
Legendary kimono time.
He
What
takes
does that
another
mean?
drag of his unfiltered cigarette
You know.
and looks around. It's getting dark, and the neighboring windows have lit up one by one. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
I just found you again.
Found you.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
He's right. Only losers go to bed early. Time to break out the booze. A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the chemicals hit his nervous system, 1,000 shivers ripple through his body.
Well, if you promise that we'll talk again, it's important.
Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth as you're saying those words.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, alright?
Something so different about him that I just can't put my finger on, Kim.
Different, of course.
His shirt. Why is his shirt always unbuttoned?
He's such a good listener.
So mysterious about the way he talks and moves. Smells good. Why does he smell so good?
His shirt.
His shirt, Kim.
His shirt. His shirt. No, I don't know why his shirt is always unbuttoned. Come on, detective, let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview. His Sunday friend, remember?
Kim is so bemused by Harry. It's not.
Yeah. He won't be there later. Oh boy. If there's ever a time to put down a save.
Yes.
Oh boy, that's a lot of stuff to look at. Hang on. Quarterly Business Magazine. Expensive men's perfume. Old photo of the same apartment. Dated year 01. Party
Legendary kimono time.
Drama, electrochemistry. I mean... How can we not put on a legendary kimono? Become an addict in a strange bathing robe. It's culturally insensitive, but only for people who are not from... I don't care. Oh my
Oh, that
god.
you look ridiculous. With the Who's in the hat?
No.
Obviously, you should interview the Sunday friend like this.
I mean, obviously. I have no choice. I'm
my
not wearing the
gosh.
hat. Oh. I'm taking the hat, but I'm not wearing the hat. The trench starts searching all the other stuff.
Yes.
I mean, I am a police officer. We're almost finished with the invisible birds, too.
Oh, are you almost finished with the invisible bird cryptid?
Yes, 90%. Okay, so
You
Sunday
have acquired
friend.
the robe. Keep it,
You-
sir. It looks good on you.
You have acquired the robe.
You shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason, you feel this man is your superior. Superior, but he's not in the command chain.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur la Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot.
Your right suggestion? So, is this your robe I'm wearing it?
Yes, make it clear you're the one setting the terms here. Yeah, let's fuck with him. Who does he think he is? Assisting you?
I have to inquire about this wonderful canopy. To that, tell me where you got this beautiful silk robe. Tell me the story behind this hat. I mean, we gotta ask about the robe.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive, but the material is great. Sadly, the shop is now out of business. That's really all I can tell you about it.
That didn't work at all. What was that? You were supposed to fuck with him, not compliment the decor. The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
What's an official like you doing in Martinez?
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
What is this international community? Okay, but what are you doing in this apartment?
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here. Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur la Clé working for the Institute of Price Stabilité. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Inter. La communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
What do I call the
Your
coalition?
employer, technically speaking. The governing authority of Revachol. The RCM is but one part of this provisional administration.
Okay.
Was the price stability?
It is the most important thing.
That doesn't tell me anything.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
Ah, thank you, Kim.
Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
Below 2%.
But not too far below. No. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
You're not answering my questions.
The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Yes, give me a leaflet.
A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the moral intern. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist.
Can I have the leaflet now?
But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the moral intern's commitment to transparency.
Not having that information readily available is also part of the oral intern's commitment to transparency, I see.
It's the International Organization for Moralists, hence Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the coalition.
Turned to Kim, so when I said I was a thrall to foreign interests, I should have said I'm a moral intern.
Doing one's job doesn't automatically make one anyone's bitch. Besides, there are more nefarious powers to work for than the moral intern.
Are you a moralist?
But of course.
But why?
Because moralists live in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values.
Turn to Kim. Lieutenant, are you a moralist?
Me? I'm a lieutenant of the RCM, dedicated to maintaining law and order in Ravachol.
A very moralist answer.
The lieutenant is practiced in the art of putting on a show for one's superiors.
Bernays doesn't seem very normal, stable.
Martinez? No. Martinez is something else.
In the rest of Ravachol, it is also not normal or stable.
Ravachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy.
And whose fault is that?
Obviously Ravachol's, you know?
But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
Moralism sounds incredibly boring. Foreign occupiers, Ravachol must be governed by Ravacholians. Democracy a meaningless sham as long as the working class is under the boot heel of capital. It's like every time I'm talking to people, I'm choosing option D of the above. Is that moralism?
Is that moralism?
Of course, the detective's personal views do not represent the views of the RCM.
Kim bends over backwards. Listen, actually.
Your full autonomy is important, I agree. But it's an ongoing process. Nothing happens overnight.
And if the moral intern had their way, it'll never happen.
Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Wasn't the...
Delightful political interlude is this game.
Yes. I was gonna say, now, isn't it the moralist belief that you will eventually, sometime in the far distant future, achieve a slightly better world?
Yes.
The whole kingdom of consciousness talk.
What's there to say? Sur-la-Clé is a modern, urbanized country that measures very high on the Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPIS. Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Revachol is only one of its many darlings whose progress it supports and cherishes.
Well, the Crux has to go. Ciao, ciao. I hope you had fun, the Crux.
Yes, hope you had fun. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. See ya.
Because a great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Clé. Its language, its people, its cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
So much of its culture hails from this location, at least in one specific location.
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone have been mercifully spared of Sur-la-Clé's love for meatballs and mashed potatoes.
But I love meatballs and mashed potatoes.
Whatever you wish, officer.
Tell me about your friend.
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters. Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue.
What do you mean by that?
That it's never going to happen. They enter negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
So they're purposely keeping, them out then. Got it.
EPIS is a very special program developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters as far as the eye can see. It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the Moral Intern feels emboldened by this success. Emboldened to take EPIS to the next level.
What's the next level?
A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident.
You went from a system of measurement to a system of government. Yep, that totally sounds legit.
You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent democracy. It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Didn't you say that candidate members never become real members?
No. Candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time. Time and evaluation.
Yeah, we need to make sure that they are on track for 100 years. And if they ever slip off of where we think they should be, we reset the counter.
But we were talking about my friend here, not politics. How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulan Peninsula? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
What are you talking about? Who becomes friends that way?
Au contraire. It's how millions of people end up where they are. Meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too.
You can really tell this man is a bureaucrat. He refuses to stop talking in circles.
It's his whole thing is talking in circles.
But I told you, officer, he's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
What's his name?
Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation.
All you can tell me about him is that he's here to study the arts.
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
Which arts?
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
Kim, I'm sorry to be driven insane about this man, Kim.
I'm just enjoying the view.
What view? It's dark.
Listen.
Baby is crying in the neighboring apartment.
Someone's baby is crying.
No, listen.
Do you hear the call of the Col de Mamadakwa too?
I think I had to look.
The Insulindian Bay.
Oh, the water.
This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls have been added here and there, leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away.
He's distracting you again, detective.
Yeah.
He doesn't plan on answering anything.
I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee. I'm all ears, officer.
Okay. You've witnessed the lynching. Let's get to business.
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
It's because you did it. This is just the break we've been looking for, Kim.
Easy, detective. No need to jump to conclusions.
Start from the
Officer, it's
beginning.
very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening.
Okay. What was it?
I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one.
Ominous.
That's when I understood
Indeed.
I should not be seeing this.
If the next words out of your mouth are, I went inside, I'm going to slap you.
Sounds like the victim was unconscious, or at least incapacitated. Interesting.
Can you describe them?
I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez.
What does that even mean?
Ah, I see. Martin Martinez was there.
Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities. I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
Okay.
The lieutenant sends you a sharp look at the mention of that number.
Were any of them huge? Like 200 kilograms huge?
That's a giant
Non-specific
describer.
number.
No, they were all quite human, as far as I could tell.
Continue.
I went back inside.
Kim, I'm going to slap this man.
Yes, back inside. Keep yourself safe from the killing.
Were you able to see anything from inside?
No, I went as far away from the door as possible.
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man.
Were they men, women, third-gendered, dogs, cats, birds? Any details?
All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
But we are fairly certain the lady driver was present.
Sure, at least one of them wasn't a woman.
It's possible, officer, but I cannot say for certainty. It was very dark, you must remember.
Any of them have any distinctive accents?
I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Aeropagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent.
Okay. I mean, we know it's the Hardy Boys,
It's
but...
the Hardy Boys.
Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching.
What do you mean nothing happened? They lynched a guy.
Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything.
And you didn't call the RCM?
You're right, of course. That is what one is supposed to do in such circumstances. I was simply in shock. I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
I've had a breakthrough about the Col de Mamadakwa, listening to this man say absolutely nothing.
I mean, he has given you a very, very big, juicy detail here.
Which detail?
You're just like, what?
I think just about everything he said, I can, like, somewhat have pieced together from other information.
Everything.
I mean, with perhaps the exception of the lack of shouting.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
About what time was all this happening, approximately?
And we already know the man was dead, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know...
All I can say is that it was late.
You didn't check your watch?
My watch. Yes, now I remember. It was 30 minutes past midnight, give or take.
Pinches, eyes. Let me get this straight. You didn't actually witness the hanging itself, did you?
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
It seems this wasn't the break you were hoping for.
No.
I
No, it
think
was
we
not.
have everything we need. Thank you for talking to us, Mr. Villedroit.
Of course, anything I can do to assist the RCM.
No.
A moment,
No, I think
officer.
we've got everything.
Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Why can't we talk later?
It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
I mean, we already searched the room, so... assume that we should be okay to leave.
Of course. I'm sorry I couldn't be the break you were looking for. Good luck with the investigation.
Col de Mamadakwa. It's not only your eardrums that register sound anymore. Your very skin has become an organ of hearing. Looking
What
for a
do you
whisper,
mean?
light and low. A god who's very, very silent. Nothing escapes you. A cockroach in the other room. A candy wrapper falling on dry grass. A drunk falling from a chair in a bar 20 meters away. In fact, you haven't heard the Col du Mamadakwa, but you have discovered that you have amazing hearing. It must be the only part of you the alcohol hasn't drowned out. Keep listening.
+3
Ooh.
perception. Goldeneer -1.
No room for anything else.
Oh no, my encyclopedia. My encyclopedia. Okay, I have 8 perception now, though.
That's really good.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota.
Did you have to say brother quite like that?
Apparently so.
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
Vow?
The vows are blood and flesh.
What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
Oh, no thank you.
No, I made up my mind about fascism.
You're going to keep your vooz, right? Vooz, Brota.
Nope, goodbye.
There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver. It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
Not today, fascism! What did you say to have fascism, like, knock on your door?
I don't know.
You've had, like, every political,
thing pop up at some point? Yeah.
Say hi. What are you doing? How's it going?
So I've got some options I could take up.
Yes. Or you can focus on giving those skill points to your other skills.
Yeah.
That's up to you.
But
more of a risk with the thinking. Not really a risk, because, like, you don't really know what you'll get.
Yeah, there is definitely still a risk in some regard.
22. That's what, 10?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Not rotten, not fresh grilled. Who's grilling
someone's
meat?
barbecuing.
Who's having
at
a barbecue?
10 o'clock at night. Whoever they are, they're having a good time, I'm sure.
I betcha these are because my perception's so high.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
There's something down there.
You'd have to go down there, which means going in the bookshop.
Oh, yeah, that would be under the bookshop then?
Yeah.
How would I get down there, though? Because, like, it would be in the basement. You know? Right?
Yeah. Yes.
This leads straight to the basement.
Hey, Mantis, I have a question.
Yes.
How many real is it a night?
Is 20 real I've already paid.
Oh, good. Okay.
This is like the first thing I did. This is the basement, but we're still too far to the side.
That's what I assume it was.
I'm not sure, where in particular that is. Maybe...
It could be just foreshadowing there's something under the bookshop.
It could be. Musty smell of a potato cellar. Right. In spring emanates... Potato cellar?
Potato cellar. It could still just be the basement.
Yeah, it could be. It could be nothing. I'm sure nobody will have any comments about my
your quite awful and
Again,
culturally
you find
insensitive
yourself looking at
wares.
that
Yes.
big old window.
Okay. I guess that does not count as a point on my perception. Interesting. I could spend another point.
It's interesting that it doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's curious.
Okay. We're about to go into Wednesday. We still have a body to send away for processing.
You want to send the body away for processing? You've got other things, I'm sure.
Yeah. The thing is that they'll send Kim away.
I mean, he'll come back.
I know he'll come back, but like, it's also a thing of, like, I'm not sure if Kim will have a conversation for the night, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe we hold off for now.
So Wednesday is when the
Everything else unlocks.
it unlocks the rest of the map.
Yeah.
Gosh, you look awful.
Yes, I do look so bad.
Look legendarily awful.
Legendarily awful indeed. I'll put down a quick save. I'm really tempted to put another point into perception just to unlock that
Do it.
that thing.
Why not? Go for it. Now nothing will escape your fucking gaze.
Better not.
Again, you find yourself
Yeah,
looking
nice.
at this
Jeez.
big old window.
9.
There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key.
21. Ooh boy.
It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it. Surely not a coincidence.
Someone hit a key in the bush.
Huh?
Do I ask one of them to get it? Do I ask if I can go get it? Do I ask Titus to get it?
That's up to you. Do you think they'd give it to you?
I mean, if I ask, no. If I ask Titus, maybe. You let me slide by so I can grab the thing?
I don't know about that. I'm comfortable here. Don't think any sliding would really help right now.
Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. Good fucking luck with that. The Hawthorne's got a bitch of a bite.
I'm gonna enjoy the sight of you in the bushes out there.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table to you.
Thank you, Theo.
The key is brass. Workshop spare is etched into its bow. The old man closes the window and sits back down in silence.
Come on, man. We were just having some fun. Where's the harm in?
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Theo's tired of it.
This key is hanging right outside the Union Box window. You know what doors is no. First, thank you.
Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
There is a silence around this man's words. Unlike Titus, they're afraid of him. That's the type of respect he commands.
Never know why. Why key?
Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place.
What wonders does this key open?
It could open the door in the kitchen. The blue door. It says workshop spare. Maybe there's a workshop there?
Guard. You're never gonna believe it. We found
Can I
a key.
help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. Go open the door myself.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years, but then the lock clicks. Dust rises before you like mist. A tomb haunted by regal spirits from distant ages. No, smells like engine grease and cut wood. A workshop.
Pinball. Okay. Got elevator, I think. Interesting. Might your Pretend be the spare key is tied in the bush outside the core room window. Okay. $5. I'll take that. Hey Kim, there's a pinball machine in here.
Over there, in the corner. Not just any
Pinball machine.
This is the pinnacle of pinball.
Ball machine.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats.
And the
It's
mountain
You
goats.
can't wait to get your hands on it.
Kim, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats. A classic.
Today is the day we goof off and play games, Kim.
Yes.
Murder who?
You played
A
it?
little.
Feels like a lot. Too much to play it again.
Pull out the machine, Kim.
Ah, great.
Oh no.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin operated.
Well, guess what we have? Coins.
Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready. Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Mundi. The Mesk legend holds that when the nation is in danger, heroic Gordy shall return and save his people. The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble.
Gambling put it all on red.
The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield.
We're gonna
All
lose
the
so
balls have
much money to
small
this.
goat icons on them and represent
Yeah,
the goats
probably.
as they race up and down the mountain. Areas around the playfield represents Gordy's climb, places he was said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Get them to the summit.
You okay back there? Kim, what's with the goats?
Indeed. Think of them as balls.
Interfacing is gonna answer for you, Kim, there. Putting a coin in.
It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease. Go, finger boy.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was.
Why goats? Because they're goated. Perfect. Kind of guy was he then?
The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when recounting his travels. A masked nationalist.
A racist mountaineer?
An avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies from every continent.
That is not cool.
He also hit his wife and kids. Other people's kids too. Sometimes pets. Hateful little man.
Yeah, throw him off a mountain if we ever see him, Kim. He's probably long dead.
He's probably not around anymore.
But you seem to be having fun.
Yeah, pretty good at pinball, I guess.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board. And although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go. Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths. But finally, the opportunity presents itself. One of them gets through.
We can put on the list of things we know for certain about Detective Harry Dubois. Good at pinball.
Good at pinball.
Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something glass. The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog. Something's happening.
Oh dear.
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players. A stupid, nihilistic finale.
Okay, you say that, Kim, but I am a detective with 9 perception. I will continue playing.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine. And
Oh
one
no.
by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness. Lucky goats, the fog looks soft and inviting. This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog. Use them to calculate where they hit next.
Visual calculus. I may have 9 perception, but I have 2 visual calculus.
You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death.
It can be done, Kim. I can do it.
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake and then it's all over.
Okay. Reaction speed. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Stay on the ball. Do it. 8%. Go. No.
Can't
No.
even see it.
No!
We healed health for that. I'm not sure why.
Ah,
The
you're
last
playing a game,
goat
you know.
plummets into the fog with almost
Nah.
suicidal glee.
What?
We were 1 point off.
I didn't see that. Oh,
We were 1
shoot.
point
It
off.
slipped
Killed
through your
itself
fingers.
to spite you.
It killed himself to spite you.
There goes nothing, finger boy.
Reaction speed? Nah, I prefer normal speed, Harry.
Yes.
Do I have anything that improves reaction speed? No. No, I do not. Oh, my pants reduce reaction speed, though.
Well, clearly. The answer is clear. You need to change your pants. I'll be right back.
Okay.
The machine is dead and silent. It needs serious maintenance before anyone can play again.
No! Well.
All these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged back in and played. Feels like it might jump back to life any moment, the lights illuminating the white-robed woman.
Some kind of inane pinball theme, probably related to Messina during the DeLorean age. The history themes are the worst.
The lieutenant grimaces, looking at the machines.
It's like you don't enjoy pinball, Kim.
No, I love it. I love pinball. Who doesn't love pinball? Let's move on.
He doesn't.
You can't fire them up. They are broken. Only that one machine in the main hall works. The Royalist Pinball.
What a dumb name. Royalist Pinball. If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about now.
No.
So with our 0 encyclopedia, 17% chance.
Kim, Pinball, Kitsuragi.
I can't believe we just succeeded a 17% chance on that. Wow. That was lucky.
Exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him.
You're Kim Pinball Kitsuragi.
So now he remembers. Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi, aka the Kimball. You remembered. Congratulations.
You don't seem to really like pinball.
No human being should. It is a game that requires no skill and a childlike affinity to flashing lights and to fantastique, science fiction, and historic romance franchise. It is lame.
Then why are you called Pinball?
I am not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me a long time ago, before I became a homicide detective and got my lieutenancy. Fine.
Had you...
I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring, as you do when you're a juvie cop.
Okay.
It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion. I trained for 9 months. The job was successful and I was moved out of the juvenile wing to homicide. End of story.
You're a juvie cop for 15 years?
That time is over now. I was already a 38-year-old man. It was unbecoming, as was playing pinball.
So that's why he doesn't want to talk to Kuno. Trauma and stressor disorder from being a juvie cop.
I'm gonna call you Pinball now. Call you Kimball now. I'll keep calling you Kim. So that's why you didn't talk to Kuno?
It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents.
I'll keep calling you Kim.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is good too. Now, we really need to continue our sweep of what appears to be a secret path through the whirling.
It is almost midnight in game. And
this small elevator is
we have not
bulb
gotten a good
that's been
night's
glowing
sleep.
for ages. The
Last
latticed
couple nights.
cage is open, inviting you to step inside.
It's best if the childish handles children. Yes.
Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88.
That it does. I say, let's brave it.
Last maintained in the future.
At the end of the last century.
Hi.
Hello,
Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm
Having
talking
fun?
3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5.
Minor injuries.
Minor injuries?
Turns out you cannot retry the pinball thing.
Yeah.
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 It's unfortunate. I even changed my pants for it.
In front
we
of Kim.
then had a conversation with Kim about pinball.
Uh-huh.
And how Kim spent many months training to become a pinball champion.
Oh.
And that's what got him out of being a juvenile detective. And got him moved to homicide. And now we're looking at an elevator that hasn't been maintained since 88.
Oof!
Yeah.
There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descente, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken.
Oh, lovely. The call for help is broken. Good to know.
Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that, it's pretty quaint.
Okay, Kim. Well, we're certainly somewhere, Kim.
You've opened up a much larger part of the map.
Futurism themed. Okay. Pinball maker's coat, empathy and hand-eye coordination. This old coat used to belong to someone called M. Knifelocks. The name is stitched into the silk lining. It smells of moths and ancient engine grease, but fits you perfectly. A strange, lonely emotion fills you when you tie the belt around your waist. New coat.
You look spiffy in that.
Yeah, look great.
I mean, you still look a little silly with the gloves and the hat, but you know.
Yeah, but... Can't wear them all, you know?
No.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf.
Used to be a pinball workshop, Kim.
Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over.
A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the hearties bang away at it.
Remember the dice maker? Then that means...
William Rags is once the East Delta Pinball Arcade. That's all that's left over from that.
Ah, yes, as the novelty dice maker said. This has absolutely nothing to do with the case, I'm sure. But I do like a nice little connection.
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
Looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue.
Pinball went out of vogue.
Brilliant Rags really is part of the doomed commercial
If
area.
that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. He does not appear to be the kind of man who
Doomed
likes his
hostel.
establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy.
It's not a ghost story. It's a curse, and God ought to be made knowledgeable so he can perform counterspells.
Hey, Kim. There's footprints.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Dun dun dun.
3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer.
This is so good it makes him forget the whole Kimball memory.
It was a stereo investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, adding a new fact to consider.
Aha, Kim.
My earbud keeps dying.
No, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route, behind our rape victim's room, in the recent weeks. This may prove to be significant.
Let's have a closer look then.
Large prints, most likely made by Boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways.
Between that and that.
It doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found at the hanging.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person.
Doesn't look like the worker's boot from the hanging, though.
No. These little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
Interesting. Tiny hole in the wall. I see a bedroom. That's concerning.
The door is small but heavy looking. It's barred from the inside.
Unless we've veered off into a folded M dimension, I'm expecting to step out on the roof. We could ask Class about this route. See how she reacts.
Yes, it is quite likely that we will re-emerge on the M plane. Brace for psychokinetic impact. Or the roof.
Well, I think we actually need to stop, so...
You gonna stop at the door?
Yeah. We'll stop here for now.
That's okay. Works out. My earbud again is dead.
Yes.
It died.
Motts isn't able to hear, and it's about the time that we'd be stopping anyway. It's also like real late in the day. Two of us just gonna sort of pass out afterwards.
We just sleep under the pinball machine.
You sleep under the pinball machine.
Bye, Apothecary.
Yeah, see ya, Apothecary. Hope you have a good one.
And thanks everyone else who joined us.
Yeah. We'll see ya next time with more Disco Elysium.
Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week.
Yeah. Bye.